everyone and welcome to Astar's Place. It is the best time of the year for me because it is spring, and I was sitting outside the other night having a quiet glass of wine and I thought, why is everything green here? And I was just like, just imbibing in the evening. It was just a beautiful night and I could smell the neighbour's beautiful flowers, especially her jasmine, and I thought, why don't I have a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrant garden at Astar's Place? So this is what I've come up with. I've got a beautiful hellebore here. These are the most divine flowers. They are such wonderful flowers to work with. They last for ages and ages and ages on the plant and cut. Now that is a shade loving, a little bit of sun, but not full sun. Now out on my terrace, I've got this lovely shaded area, so all of these are going to be just beautiful. Once they die down, I'm then going to put them into the garden. So with this here, what I thought I would do with this is, I love this type of designing. Watch this. Bang, in it goes, and look how much more attractive it is into the urn. Now I love, get rid of that Baroni, I'm going to come back to that. Now I love violets, and in my quest to bring back all of the old flowers, because if we don't start doing this now, we're actually going to lose these flowers because they're just not being grown anymore. And to find a violet at the flower market here in New Zealand is just so difficult because people just don't want to deal with them. But they're lovely. It's a lovely ground cover and it is just the most fragrant flower. And the other thing that I like to do is, for simple easy ways of designing, I like to bring some of my spring flowers inside so that I can enjoy them because it's still a bit cold outside. So once they get the first few bits of flowers on, those little wee flowers there, I bring them inside. Now this is the way that I design with them. I've got these lovely aged concrete urns that I've paint finished over the years, and this is simply all I do. Plop that into there, and down the base here I've got about a quarter of a block of oasis that I'll put down there, and that just helps with the drainage and helps to keep it all nice and warm and moist. No, not warm and moist, but nice and moist. Right, one on its own is sort of okay, but two, I believe, is visually more exciting. Now, the other thing that I do is, these are actually outside pots. So usually what I do is I plant these out into the garden, and then I always have one potted up, and then, or just sitting in the garden, just like so, because it's good in there for a couple of seasons. So what I do is, when they all start to flower, I just bring them, pick them up out of the garden. This lives in the garden as a little bit of elevation, and I just bring those inside. Now this one here, what I sometimes do is I take that out of the pot and then actually plant it into the smaller pot. You can just put a lid so that you can't see the plastic, but these two visually together look fantastic. And I've also got a big concrete candelabra that comes up in through to here, and I put the lavender candles on it. Looks fantastic on the entranceway to my house. Lovely way of bringing the inside outside. So that's those two. Now the other thing that I like to do is, I've got this lovely old rustic urn here, and I've got this beautiful Baroni. I think that this is one of the most fragrant of all the flowers. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to put that into there, and that will actually, once it dies down and the flowers have all dropped off, I'm actually going to transplant that outside. Now to bring that inside as it is, it's okay, but I don't want to see that little bit of plastic around there. So what I do is, hello, vase that's got a bit of moss into it, get some moss and then just shred that out, and then just cover the whole of the soil and the plastic pot so that you can't see it. And it's almost like putting a little jacket on the plant. Oops, made a bit of a mess there. But that there to me looks visually more exciting. And I've got a dinner party coming up. It's my first of the spring parties because I love to give parties. I've got 4 of these, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have those running along the table, and then I'm going to put some lovely candles around it. But how simple and elegant is that? It's really rustic, bringing spring inside, this lovely fragrance that's just going to really enhance my dinner party with what I'm going to do. And some of you might be thinking, oh my goodness, that's a bit strong with the food. But just when guests come in and they're sitting around having a glass of wine while they're waiting for dinner, easy ways of designing. But as I've said, 1 on its own is fine, 2 is visually is interesting, but 3 is visually exciting, especially to the eye. So there's easy ways. If you don't want to be spending a lot of money, you don't have a garden, you want to bring things inside, this is a great way of doing it. I hope I've been of assistance, especially to you girls that have been asking what to do with spring flowers. I will see you another day.